There have been some fighters in the Ultimate Fighting Championship who started their fighting careers in an outstanding way and won and became champions of UFC, but with the pace of time they gained losses too. Coby Garbrandt is one of them. In today's video, I'm going to discuss his ups and downs, so don't miss out any second and watch it till the end. Cody Garbrandt is an American MMA fighter. From 2012 to 2014, he fought in the bantamweight but currently fights in the flyweight division. As an expert competitor, Garbrandt has been performing for quite a long time. In 2016, he became the UFC bantamweight champion. Garbrandt has been out of the ring for more than half a year, and he dropped in weight after his misfortune to Rob Font. Garbrandt tumbled to Font by means of consistent choice at UFC Vegas 27. Because of the misfortune, Garbrandt's bantamweight title trust wilted away for the present and he had to deal with his vocation. Towards the end of 2020, Garbrandt was scheduled to battle previous flyweight champion Deiveson Figueiredo for the flyweight title. But tragically, Garbrandt contracted COVID-19 and that constrained him out of the flyweight title session for UFC 255 in November of 2020. His most recent 5 years or so have consisted of many highs and lows as a bantamweight. In November of 2017, Garbrandt lost his bantamweight title to TJ Dillashaw by means of a second-round TKO. From that point forward, he lost 4 of his last 5 battles and is presently not in the bantamweight title discussion. Assuming that he would have won against Font, he would have been at the front of the line of the top of bantamweight competitors. All things being equal, he passed up another bantamweight title battle and a potential flyweight title battle got away from him. Change in fighting style. Well, in June of 2020, it looked like he was back to do big things with an electrifying knockout against Rafael Asuncao at UFC 250. Garbrandt felt that the variations were essential due to his 3-battle losing slide in the UFC. Before UFC 250, Garbrandt exchanged camps and began preparing with famous MMA mentor Mark Henry. It was an essential change for Garbrandt, who entered the Asuncao battle on a 3-battle losing streak. His past misfortune at UFC 235 in March of 2019 came against Pedro Munhoz in the first round. He was reeling after the misfortune to Munhoz, and Henry was the right mentor to help him. Besides, Garbrandt likewise uncovered that remedying his way to deal with UFC sessions was the fundamental motivation behind why he split time between TAM and Mark Henry. The Ohio local cases that his new series of misfortunes have constrained him to ponder his crazy battling style. And yeah, his choice to switch shocked numerous, as he was at the highest point of the bantamweight division not very far in the past. Yet Garbrandt had been looking at dropping down a weight class for quite a while. His recent fight. Let's discuss now, even after changing his fight division. Does he gain anything? Kara France took out the previous UFC bantamweight champion in his first battle at 125 pounds on 11th December of 2021, UFC 269 at T-Mobile Arena. Kara France just required the first round to dispatch Garbrandt, getting the stoppage to succeed at the 321 imprint. The New Zealand local constrained Garbrandt right off the beginning. When Kara France had the option to sort out to reach, he dropped Garbrandt to the material with a spotless mix. Garbrandt was noticeably harmed and quickly returned to his feet. Garbrandt, the previous UFC bantamweight champion, hoped to cut in front of the UFC flyweight competitors with a success over Kara France. The Kiwi planned on punching his path to a title and took shots at the detriment of Garbrandt's name esteem. Kara France seriously dropped Garbrandt 2 times at the midway point of round 1. Garbrandt scored a concise takedown that postponed his end, however, Kara France would not be denied. The city kickboxing contender constrained Herb Dean's hand with one more huge knockdown to acquire a TKO success at 321 of the first round. Garbrandt, 12-5, seems by all accounts to be a worn-out shell of a youthful warrior who outmatched Dominic Cruz on the way to winning the UFC bantamweight title in December 2016. No Love has had almost no results since that battle, dropping from a record 100 Masters to 15 in its last 6 battles. 4 of those 5 misfortunes finished by means of knockout or TKO in the initial 2 rounds. Future fights. Well guys, as you can see, now again, Coby has fallen on difficult stretches. Indeed, yet No Love has no plans of abandoning his title trusts. Garbrandt, 30, was expecting to rediscover his strength in a drop down to flyweight recently at UFC 269. The previous 135-pound champ had lost 4 out of his last 5 in the bantamweight division and was anxious to begin new in a weight class frantic for star power. Tragically for Garbrandt, he missed the mark in a compensation for every view, appearing against Coby Garbrandt, losing by means of first-round TKO. Garbrandt doesn't completely accept that his drop down to 125 pounds had a say in the misfortune. All things being equal, Garbrandt was essentially the better warrior who was promoted in the greatest battle of his own profession. And yeah, that absence of accomplishment typically prompts a UFC formal notice for most contenders. However, No Love isn't prepared to turn it in at this time. Notwithstanding what any other person may think, Garbrandt trusts he's as yet perhaps the best warrior on the planet today. According to MMAMMania.com, he said, "I still have a lot left in the tank." So now let's examine the potential choices that Garbrandt has in front of him and attempt to figure out who he should look next in his UFC return. The amazing Tim Elliott is a thrilling choice for Coby Garbrandt on the top of chance that he chooses to proceed in the UFC's flyweight division. Elliott has been in the UFC for up to one can recall. He is positioned at number 11 in the UFC's flyweight division and puts Garbrandt right close to the main 10 of the division, assuming that he can win. In a situation where he chooses to move to the bantamweight division by Marlon Moraes is another astonishing choice. Now the question is whether it will be a leap back to the bantamweight division or one more endeavor to solidify his name in the flyweight division. In any case, the rundown of choices for Garbrandt doesn't stop. It will not be inappropriate to say that Coby Garbrandt needs to go on vacation and begin to settle inside the enclosure. Conflicting with any semblance of mind-blowing strikes as Rob Font and Coby Garbrandt have not delivered profits. While the sticker price on these battles was high, so was the danger for the previous bantamweight champion. As his words stated in Sportskeeda.com, "I know my fights haven't gone the way I've wanted them to go, but life is like that. Sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches, and I feel like I matured a lot in these last few years outside of my career and inside my career," added Garbrandt. Well, this was all about Coby and his losses. Being a UFC lover, I can only wish him the best in the future, and I hope he will be able to prove his decision to convert his division. So, subscribe to my channel, press the like button, and don't forget to tell me in the comment box how you want to see him in the future. Wait, next is about to come. We'll meet soon there. Take care!